What's up guys, Retro Gamer Gen X back with another modding video. So what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be AV modding this system, the Atari 7800. So as you can see, it still has the regular old RF jack in the back here. And this thing really has a crappy RF signal. So I'll go ahead and show you now what that looks like. Yeah, that's pretty bad. So it's really hard to play this system, and that's why I really haven't played too much of the 7800. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and AV mod this thing. Now I have already modded this thing here. I made like a little plate out of stainless steel with the actual jacks in there. You got to love buying stuff from China, guys. Look at this. Yellow, red, and black. Lovely. Actually, I think that's more of an orange color than anything else. But hey, you know, it'll work. So we know just to put video in this and then the two audio jacks. But yeah, so I already made this little panel here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, because I'm going to remove the RF modulator and we're going to remove this switch for the mod. And we're going to cut the little piece of plastic in between out. And essentially what we're going to do is just stick this plate right in here and screw it in there. So it looked kind of nice with the actual like stainless steel that's on there, aluminum stainless steel. This is stainless steel. And this is something that I actually kind of fabricated in my shop at work. I had some spare stainless steel sitting around, so I cut it and made it all shaped out, drilled the holes, did all that kind of stuff, polished it up. So it looks pretty good. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get this project started. Alright guys, as you can see here, I've got the 7800 over here on the table ready to be operated on, so let's go ahead and get started here. So first things first, we're just going to, I gotta find center on the camera here. Alright, there we go. So first thing first, we're going to go ahead and take this thing apart. So these things are not very difficult. There's no special screws or anything like that. You just kind of take them apart. It's pretty easy to do. Really don't want to scratch it up, so I'm going to kind of hold it up like this. But as you guys can see, it's regular Phillips screws. Alright, so basically once you get all the screws out, guys, it's real easy. Actually, let me shed some light on the situation here. There we go. So it's real easy. Basically, you just lift the top off and there you go. Nothing to it, really. Now, I need to put my ESD strap on now that we got this open here. So bear with me, guys. I put this thing around my ankle, just so you guys know. I'm just strapped into ground now, so we're good to go. All right, so let me see here. Next thing we got to do is basically take this motherboard out. Take the rest of the case, put it over there. And there we go. Now actually, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to work on the case first, guys. I want to get that done, and then we'll start working on the motherboard here. So motherboard's really easy. We just got to take these tabs and kind of bend them so they're straight, and then we can pull this RF shield right off of there. But before we get that done, I want to go ahead and get this modded here. So as you guys can see, this is where we're going to be putting that. And I got my little nifty handmade dilly-doo here. So we're going to put it right here, just like that. So without further ado, I'm going to get the Dremel all started up here, and we're just going to cut this piece of plastic across here and across there, and that is it. Nothing more than that. And there we go. It's all cut. Of course, the plastic kind of melted there. Lovely. But it's all going to be covered by that little bracket anyway, so that's okay. Boy, nothing like the smell of burning plastic, guys, let me tell you. So that should fit right in there, and it does. Perfect. As you guys can see. Bam. So now I just got to
pre-drill a couple holes here and there so I can get these screws aligned. And then obviously we're going to pull this all back out and then we'll start working on the motherboard. But I need my Dremel drill bit, so let me get that real quick. As you guys can see, I just disconnected, so yes, I do have this on my ankle. So I had to find the right collet, and I actually did have the right size one, thank God. Because I didn't want to try to screw these in by hand. I wanted a pre-drilled hole. So let me go ahead and get this done here, guys. Alright guys, and there we go. That's what it's going to look like in the end. So, yeah, not too shabby. Not too bad, I don't think. So, now what's going to happen is the RF modulator here and this channel select switch are both going to be gone. So, with those being out of there, it's going to fit just perfectly. It'll sit in just like that. So, looks like we're good to go. Alright guys, so now that I got that in there, now obviously like I said I'm going to take that back out, but yeah, that don't look half shabby. And it kind of goes with the whole aesthetic of the aluminum or stainless steel or whatever the hell that's supposed to be. So yeah, not too bad guys, kind of like it. Now comes the fun part. What we're going to do is kind of untwist all these tabs here and get them all straight. So I don't know if you guys can kind of see that or not, but just kind of grab them, twist them till they're straight. Rinse and repeat until you're done there. So bear with me guys. Actually one of the better RF shields I've seen. Most of them are usually rusted or just really nasty looking. But yeah guys, here is the motherboard of the 7800. So what we're going to be doing is working mainly over in this area over here, a little bit over here, getting rid of this and a few resistors and things over here we got to take off the board. So let's get the bottom part of the shield off as well. I hate these RF shields. They are the worst thing. All right. And there's the bottom of the board. Yeah, that's going to be fun. It's got that it's not flux, but it's like a residue that Atari put on their boards. Lovely. Atari Corporation, 1984. So that goes to show you when this thing was developed. And it just sat on a shelf. Got to love it. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get the soldering irons and all that all started to get warmed up, and we'll get started here.
So, funny story, guys. At this point, while I was plugging in all my soldering equipment, yeah, I unplugged my microphone. So, there was no more audio up until I ate dinner. So, let's get to to the mod here again. The first thing you're going to want to remove is the channel select switch right here, okay? So, you're going to go ahead and take that off. And then right below it there, that's a capacitor. You're going to want to remove that. And that's actually where you're going to hook up the audio for the Pokey chip to go out to your RCA jacks. And below that, there's a couple resistors there that you want to take out as well. And last but not least, you can either just clip the legs down here to the RF modulator, because you're going to use that spot to get your video, your ground, and your 5-volt going into your mod. But yeah, I would recommend just taking the whole thing out, because to do the mod like I'm doing with the RCA jacks where it's at, you have to take all that out. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get back to the mod here. Looks like we got all the components off the board now, so we're good to go there. So we are ready to go as far as getting this done. Let me put some light on this. I had to go get some dinner real quick. Getting a little hungry. The wifey was telling me that it was time to eat. So here we go. This is the AV mod itself, so we're going to go ahead and solder that on. I got the soldering iron all warmed up here. Now I am as blind as a bat, guys, so I'm just going to test these to see what values they are. Because as far as like colors, yeah, I'm colorblind. So let's go ahead and test these resistors here. Oh, come on. So that's the 75. So that goes in this hole here. You can go ahead and stick it in there. Alright guys, so we got all the resistors put in, we got the values all tested to make sure they were somewhat correct. You know, they had the tolerances, so it looks like they were within tolerance. So we are good to go. So let me go ahead and get these soldered on here, and then we'll go ahead and put the transistor in. Just checking it out, looks really good, no problems there. So now we go ahead and put the transistor in. Now obviously when you put a transistor in, guys, put it in the same way, so it's kind of got that little D looking shape or whatever, so just make sure you follow the same shape in the board. There we go, we got the AV mod board completed now. So this is basically done. Now what we got to do is go ahead and get this put in here, and I think I'm just going to put it right here on the board somewhere in here with some double-sided sticky tape. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can. Some double-sided sticky tape, and go ahead and route the wires, see what happens here. Alright guys, so I got all the wire cut here, somewhat to length, so basically what we got to do, let me get soldered onto this board first. So we got ground, 5-volt, and video in. So let's go ahead and do this here.
Okay. Alright guys, so I'm getting some tape here, and I'm just going to tape down the Modboard to approximately where I'm going to put it on here. Like so. That way I can kind of mock what I want to do here. So the first wire is going to go in here. Alright guys, so I kind of got it mocked in there. I don't know if you guys can see that clearly enough, but it's kind of mocked in kind of where I want it to go, and with the wires that are actually color coded and not the colors I got. So yellow is video, red is 5 volt, and black is ground. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue on. I'm gonna go ahead and get not this soldered on yet, but I'm going to get these other wires soldered on and kind of fitted and ready to get put onto the board over here. So what I'm doing now, guys, is I'm actually putting in the audio cable for the TIA audio sound. And so this is the audio cable. I don't know how I'm going to route this thing. I'll do it this way. So there we go with that, guys. Let's get this other one in. Alright, let's go ahead and get this soldered in. Okay guys, I'm just going to check to make sure there's no shorts. I don't think there is, but you never know. Always double check your work. Alright guys, there we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and get some double-sided sticky tape. I'm going to tape this down. Still got to put that ground on though, so I still really can't do that, can I? right, there we go. So that's in there. That's looking good. Now let's go ahead and get the board in. Okay, so there we go. We'll put the double-sided sticky tape down here. So that'll be good. So we got a little bit of work here to do inside of the case here. So let's go ahead and get that done. And I'm sorry guys if you hear voices and kids screaming. That's the neighbors outside. I gotta have the window open. It's like 100 degrees in here. I'm almost half tempted just to make it look nice and say, oh well, if we have to desolder it, we'll have to desolder it. Honestly, guys, I think that's what I'm going to do. Because it'll look like crap if I don't. Yeah, screw serviceability. I want it to look nice. Like I said, I'll just desolder this once I put that cap in. It's going to be a pain, but I'd rather have it look nice. Alright guys, and I think that just about does it there. So we are pretty much done. So what I'm going to do is figure out how the hell I'm going to hook this up first of all. Let me get let me get things situated. Unplug this soldering iron. I've got to actually charge my camera here, so let me go ahead and let me put some double-sided sticky tape on that first too. Alright, and there we go. So that takes care of that, guys. So let me go ahead and actually get this thing powered on. I gotta charge my camera too and see what happens from there. But yeah, let's go ahead and give this thing a test. I was going to just kind of plug it in and show you guys, but unfortunately what ended up happening is the power button decided to stop working. It's one of those old tactile switches, momentary switches, and yeah, it doesn't work anymore. I can jump it with a wire and turn the 7800 on, so I know it still functions. Everything works just fine. The AV mod looks just fine. So what I'm going to do here is let's go ahead and get you guys over to this. So let me add some light onto the situation here. Okay, so what we're going to do here, guys, we're going to replace this pause switch, or this pause button, with the power button. So I'm going to put the pause button where the power button is. Just desolder this one off, take this one off. I'm going to leave this one out for right now because I'm going to order all 4 switches. Because honestly, these two aren't the best either. This one's like brand new because nobody ever paused it. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take this out, switch over these switches. Then I'll go ahead and basically show you guys the actual AV mod. Now, I don't know if you guys caught earlier in the video, but this cap here is actually bulging as well. It hasn't blown yet, but it's starting to bulge. So I'm getting a cap kit for this, plus the switches as well, just so you guys know. All right, so let me go ahead and get started here with this. Oh, there we go, yep. It's working. It's got continuity, so it should in theory, work for us. Let me go ahead and get this. It's just a single wire here that got detached. Surprise, surprise. It was the short one, so kind of figured that was going to happen. No biggie. We can just solder that bad boy back on again. Alright guys, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and power this bad boy on. I'm going to turn the light off. We don't need that on anymore. So we're going to go ahead and power this on. Sorry, I'm just freehanding the camera right now, but that's kind of the way it works. So let's go ahead and power this bad boy on. And it powers up. And beautiful, beautiful clear screen right there. Look at that. No gel bars, no nothing. Let me grab a joystick here. Sorry guys. Let's see. Sound is working on the one that was disconnected, so that's good. Oh yeah, everything's working just fine on 7800 games, except I'm going, oh well, might help if I had the joystick the right way. But anyway guys, let's go ahead and put the Harmony card in and see if it works with 2600 cartridges. Alright guys, so we got the Harmony card in there. Go ahead and power it on. And there we go. Looks good. Now I can tell you that with the Harmony cart, they're definitely, or with the 2600 that I have with the AV mod, I didn't do the AV mod on that. It's actually one that came with the system, and it's I opened it up and it's a truly old AV mod with variable resistors and just a whole bunch of things. I guess maybe you can dial it in right, but it has horrible gel bars and the colors just aren't right. So let's go ahead and go to a game I know shows the gel bars horribly bad, and that's River Raid. So let's see if it has any gel bars on this. And no, looks perfectly fine, guys. Nothing wrong with it. Looks great. Go ahead and hit reset here. Reset. There we go. And here we go. We're off. Playing some River Raid. One-handed. While I'm holding... This reminds me of the old days of YouTube. Trying to play a video game with one hand while you're trying to film with the other. Gotta love it. But looks like we got the old 7800 up and going, guys. So next projects I can say coming up for it is going to be obviously doing the recap on it, and then replacing all those tactile switches that are on there as well, because they're just 30 years old and they're just worn out. That power switch I knew was on its way out, but it was just hilarious that, of course, right when I'm trying to do YouTube and filming things, that's when it wants to completely die on me. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Y'all have a good one. I'm going to enjoy this Atari. And in fact, this might become my de facto Atari as far as playing even 2600 games, because the video is just so clear on this thing. That's just amazing. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.
Game over, man. It's game over.